We the lazy declare that we will recline when we feel inclined. And yes, we feel inclined.
We answered our kids' questions all day. It's our time to prioritize, no priorities.
Why?
Because
We put in back-to-back doubles. So now we'll be putting in extra OT right here.
We've checked off our to-do list.
Now we're checking off our to-don't list.
we the lazy are taking back lazy.
By getting comfy on our Lazy Boy furniture.
Lazy Boy. Long live the lazy.
Time, weather, and...
How you doing, everybody? I'm Chief Meteorologist Denis Phillips. Heat, still the hot topic of weather conversation, right? Just smashed the previous record for rainfall in Tampa. It's still a very nice day. We've got some clouds out there, even a couple of sprinkles as another front rolls through the area. Most of us wake up to sunshine and then very warm temperatures in the afternoon. Our temperatures, they're going up and they're staying up. Really nice forecast, especially if you're planning on going to the beach or the pool. Rain chances very slim. Another beautiful day in store. It's going to bring us a very high chance of storms. Some isolated showers across the area. Mother Nature likes to remind us that it isn't set by a calendar. We're always on it for you just in case things begin to pop.
Streaming from the ABC Action Weather Center in Studio A, this is Denis Phillips Live. Sponsored by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Long live the lazy.
How you doing, everybody? Tuesday evening edition of Denis Phillips Live. We had one last night because we kind of figured we'd get some rough weather out there this morning, which clearly we got some rough weather out there this morning. We had tornado watch to start for our northern counties. We had severe thunderstorm warnings. We had damage in a mobile home park in Largo, another one in Zephyr Hills. I was saying my neighborhood, 3 doors down, not associated at all with the group. 3 doors down, big tree fell down in one of my neighbor's house. Fortunately, it fell the opposite direction, not on his house. But yeah, there was definitely some stuff out there. Anyway, let us see here. I am going ahead and right off the bat, I am, as I see people on the stream, and I am, going to, let me see, hold on. Okay, okay, goodbye. It's going to start out like that, is it? All right, so yeah. Somebody bashed something on there, and it actually disappeared, but I had to ban them because I can't. I need a ban button. Well, it's a big old red button. That's what I need. Anyway, I'm answering texts from my daughter and just everything, trying to get it all done. At the same time, we're going to see some more storms again tomorrow. Going to show you a couple of different models. Again, the high resolution model is a little more aggressive and probably a little more accurate with what's going to happen on this stuff. Jules, how you doing? Anna Maria, good to see you. You know, Largo folk, I find very interesting because you get definitely some Largo folks who swear beyond any reasonable doubt that they never get rain where they are, even when it's clearly raining over Largo. Not in my house. There are some people who I truly believe have not had any rain since 1977. That's the way, and it all boils back to the Largo bubble that we so affectionately talk about, the lack of rain in those spots. So while there was some severe weather and damage to mobile home park in Largo, apparently most of Largo had no rain at all. It was sunny the entire time and 115 degrees. So don't know what to tell you. We saw the rain, and the rain, it definitely it came in, as did the wind. So what about the next couple of days? Well, first let's finish some hellos, okay? Gotta do some hellos. We've got Kathleen in Bradenton. Prudy, how you doing? Great to see you. Say hello to your lovely daughter for us. From Spring Hill, Michelle, good to see you. Ryan, Stephen in Clearwater, Sherry in Palm Harbor. Lilman's in the house as always with Mary. Largo, Pat in Largo. Now, I don't know, Pat, if you are one of those folks who it has not rained at your house since 1977. I can't remember, but I know there are some. Karen in Homosassa, Abby in West Chase, Manatee's in the house with Jane, Newport Richie, Dominique, Erica in Pinellas Park, nice to see you. Venice with Cindy, another Largoite or Largoin for Crystal. Denise, poolside. Oh, not poolside. Checking in, not poolside. Thank you for that clarification, Denise. Davenport got some storms 2 days ago, even some hail. Carrie in Newport Richie and Dora, nice to see you. And Laura, Tarpon Springs. Corey lost power in Port Richie with the winds. Bridget, how goes you? Bridget, we all know, is our #1 Toto fan in the entire world. I would argue Bridget might very well be the biggest fan of Toto in the history of the world. I believe that's the case. Blaine, how goes it? Nice to see you. Lillian in Port Richie, up, and now lots, and then it just clicked in with a lot of other hellos came in. Lakewood Ranch with Carrie, Janet in Ormond Beach, and in Ormond Beach. Back-to-back Ormond Beach posts. That is kind of a rarity considering it's so far from here. Floral City's in the house, Lake County, Jeffrey. Floral City was Roy. Dunedin with April. Joe in South Tampa. More Port Richie comments. Largo, Carol got rain in Largo today. Nice to see that. Venice, also more rain with Peggy. Jennifer got 43 seconds of rain today. Certainly possible. And by the way, remember yesterday, we went with 73.2% coverage of rain today? Man, that was right on the money. I measured it. Highly mathematical, analytical formula determined we had exactly 73.2% coverage of rain today. You're not going to find that anywhere else. That's what I'm saying. Spring Hill Lynn, how you doing? Erica in Beverly Hills, good to see you. Unincorporated Pinellas County Marine, thank you for that clarification. That's always good to know. Betty, how you doing? So we got lots and lots of folks here. Anna Maria, dry as a bone a half hour later. No, Anna Maria. I did not say it would be dry a half hour later. I merely said it would rain and did rain. And the whole 43 seconds of rain, or 28 seconds of rain, I'm calling you out on that, but I digress. Let's talk about what's happening in the future, shall we? Carrie, how you doing? Razor up 1-0. Thanks for the update. Corey, Tarpon Springs. Donna is in the house. Crazy on the water in Hudson, Jim. West Chase and Nicole. All right, let's go ahead and jump into what happened today. And Pete, I think Pete does that on purpose. He does that to make me laugh. Pete is still sick from his trip overseas, I think. And every time I go on TV at 7:11 or 7:12, Pete blows his nose and it makes me laugh. Literally, I almost laugh every single time. He just did it again. Okay. Anna Maria, not only do I enjoy it, it is what I live for. All right, so there is a look at your radar, okay? We go back 12 hours, and you see the line that came through with the severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, we had a tornado watch early on for Citrus and Hernando counties. But then we had that warning issued, and right about that point, if we go back, I don't know if the velocity will still be there. It is. No, it's not. That was an hour. I don't think we save velocity that far back, rather. No, we don't. So let's go back to where we were. So 12 hours back. So as you look at the rain that came in, we had winds of about 50 to 60 miles an hour, thus prompting the folks at the Weather Service to issue that severe thunderstorm warning. Because by definition, a severe thunderstorm warning is 60-mile-an-hour winds or 1-inch hail, which is what I did not get the reports of hail today, but we definitely had the wind. And there it is as it came on shore. Never had a tornado warning. And I get it, you know, the folks, when they see damage, it always reverts back to it was a tornado. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. There was a pretty impressive water spout off of Clearwater. My son's old earth science teacher sent me that video. So, I mean, it's certainly possible. You had a water spout move onshore briefly as a tornado. It absolutely, positively could happen. And then the line moved on through pretty quickly. So that's what we had today. Now, what's going on out to the west? Not much, just a little bit of rain. A little bit of rain developing, but we have got all the ingredients out there for another round of rough weather tomorrow. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and show you the high resolution, the HRRRR model, okay? And by the way, look, it's actually doing a really nice job. Look what it's showing right now. See that in the Gulf, right? Well, if you look at the radar right now in the Gulf, there that is. So it is called initialization. It is initializing well. And that's something we always talk about during hurricane season, because we want to make sure when you look at a model, and this is just a little inside baseball, inside weather thing. So when we are looking at hurricane models, because, you got some folks that they post every model known to man on the internet, and some will show something, some will show something else. What is one of the first things you look at in trying to determine whether the model might have a decent grasp on what's happening? Well, the very first thing is, where is it initializing? In other words, at the point, ground zero, so to speak, is that hurricane, that tropical storm, that rain, whatever the case may be, is that showing in the spot where it's initializing? Because quite often with hurricanes, you might have a track that goes in one direction, but if you notice, the initialization point is like 50 miles north or west or east or south or whatever, nowhere near where the actual center of circulation is. So if a storm is already 50 miles off on initialization, it's going to be a lot farther off down the road. Why? We talk about this often. The whole car example. If you're driving your car and you turn your car just a little bit, well, maybe for about 100 yards or so, it's not going to move much. But 50 miles down the road, you're going to be in another state, or you'll be in the Gulf of Mexico or the Atlantic, one or the other, right? It's going to be a big difference. So we look for how well a model is initializing its point zero, its ground zero, okay? So I say that, and that's totally on a tangent, but that's something that we often look for during hurricane season. Does it initialize well? Okay? Darlene wants rain in Seminole. I know, again, now we said this yesterday. The coverage would be 72.3%. And that's about what we had. Tomorrow, it's going to be about the same. It is not going to be 100%. So by using basic mathematical skills, if the coverage is 72% out of a 100% possible coverage, we therefore reach the conclusion 28% of the area will not get any rain, or at least any measurable rain. So if you are in that 28% tomorrow, that's bad luck. But we would like to think it evens out over a period of time. The folks in Largo swear it does not. But I do remember many, many years where that Largo bubble, when people talk about it, I just think Largo people think it's something Mother Nature has against them, and they just will not allow rain there. There are many times the Largo bubble bursts and there's lots of rain. Today, apparently some of Largo got rain, some of it didn't. Tomorrow, it's probably going to be the same thing, because it's the Largo bubble, and that's what happens, all right? Okay, so let's go back to initialization, which is pretty good, right? So there we go. This takes us through the overnight hours where it's dry. And there is your front. See the front in the Big Bend area? See, I'm going back and forward. Bloop, 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 bloop. All right. By 3 a.m., by 4 a.m., by 5 a.m., by 6 a.m. So, based on the HRRR model, you would expect to see morning rain. Now, Greg is off tomorrow. Greg's on vacation for a few days. I'm not sure where he's going, but he's off. So Shay will be in the morning, And I will be in throughout the day and, doing updates as well. So 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. I mean, see, and boy, I'm not saying that this model is going to be exactly accurate, but boy, look at all the gaps. This is not a solid squall line of rain, right? This is just a lot of coverage. I will use our director, Jay. No heat lightning tonight, Corey. Our director, Jay, often makes fun of this example that I use. Sean, you're going to be inside at the trop, so you're going to be just fine. I will go out on a limb, and I will guarantee you, Sean, that's a word I don't take lightly. I will guarantee you it will not be raining in the trop at 6 o'clock on Friday for that graduation. Outside the trop, it won't be raining there either. All right. Back to the example here. In the summertime, I liken our atmosphere to a giant kettle of bubbling, sizzling popcorn oil. And it's covered with popcorn kernels that are unpopped. You know where I'm going with this. As the atmosphere bubbles, which it did, because today Mayaca City had a feels like of 122. Craziness. So, as the oil bubbles and the popcorn kernels begin to pop, some will pop, some will not pop. Apparently, all the unpopped kernels are in Largo. That's apparently where it is. But regardless, there will be some areas that will not pop, and therefore they will not get rain. But the majority, if you buy good popcorn, the majority of those kernels will pop, and you will see some rain out of it. Okay? Jules, you are right about that substation. I will never forget. I don't know whose fault this was, and I'm just totally going on this. I will never forget the Rays one time had a power outage in the trop. And whoever runs the electricity, whether it was St. Pete or whoever it was, blamed it on a lightning strike at that substation. There was not a strike of lightning the entire night. But they wanted to blame the weather because, who's going to defend the weather? You know who will? The weatherman. The weather guy will defend the weather. There was not a stroke of lightning that entire night. So they're going, and I went on Facebook, and I went on TV, and I just blasted whoever, I don't even know who it was. But I'm like, look, you can say what you want to. There was no lightning strike at that substation that night. It was something else. It was human error or technical errors or whatever, but it wasn't Mother Nature. So I have the substation's back. I'm just telling you. It was not lightning. I have Mother Nature's back, actually. All right. That was a bunch of nonsense, Sophia. It was a bunch of nonsense. All right. Yes, Erica. But that was important because I'm telling you, that really bothered me to no end that they tried to blame lightning on that. Anyway, my point is, again, look at all the popcorn kernels popping. It's going to be, and here, let me move it past this. Yeah, okay. So there you go. The front continues, and this model only actually goes out to about noon, about lunchtime. It'll go out every hour it updates. But the point is, you're seeing embedded storms, you're seeing some heavy rain, but you're also seeing areas that aren't going to get rain. So that is the one model tomorrow. That is the HRRR model. The 4K graph model, interestingly enough, is not particularly bullish on coverage tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning, and it's definitely got some rain with the front, but not a lot. And then it kind of comes through. So I would say this model looks like more 40 to 50% coverage, whereas the HRR is more like 70 to 80. I'm probably in the HRR's camp with about 60 to 70% coverage tomorrow. And then Thursday and Friday look good. Okay? Look at the current feels like temperatures right now. Still 109 in Mayaca City, 104 in Northport, 106 in Inglewood. And that is current. Now, someone brought up a point about this. Will tomorrow rain also move quickly? No, Diane, actually, it's going to linger more tomorrow. Now, that's a good question. The front is going to go rather slowly through the area. But again, it's not going to be a solid line like it was today. There will be a line, but I don't think it'll be as solid as it was today. And then there's going to be more of that whack-a-mole stuff where there's something here, and it kind of goes and goes away. Pulses up, pulses down. So I think it'll be a more prolonged period of off and on rain tomorrow. Again, Shay will be in the morning. I'll be updating stuff as well. And you won't see these kind of numbers tomorrow because I think we'll have more clouds in the afternoon. Okay? So let's go back. What about severe weather? Winds. Yes, and there will be winds. And let's go ahead and show you. Well, here, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. There's a look right now. Everything's cleared out. And we'll look at Storm Prediction Center in just a second. And again, the models really, yeah, they're showing rain. I think this particular model is underdoing it a little bit. And if you look at storm prediction, it's pretty much identical to today. Scale of 1 to 5, we had a 2 today, which is slight, less than 15% chance. I can only remember a handful of times we've ever even had a 3 in this area. And I think a single time in my 30 years here that we had a 4. And interestingly enough, when we had that 4, we got absolutely no severe weather, 0. So at the end of the day, there will be some isolated areas of severe weather tomorrow. I would not expect widespread. I mean, you can argue we didn't have widespread today, but yet areas, I think you can make that argument. It was not widespread severe weather, but yet there were plenty of spots that got some really strong winds and some damage. 2 areas, 2 mobile homes I talked about and whatnot. So identical, to quote my cousin Vinny. Yes, Aaron, you absolutely can. And hopefully you'll get enough rain that your goldfish could swim on the sidewalk. Thank you very much, William. I appreciate it. Kind words. Yes, there is a big brush fire, Adam, in Highlands County. We had that on ABC Action News at 6 o'clock. I believe it was at 6 o'clock. Pretty sure it was. So, and I would be willing to bet, I don't have this absolutely positively sure, but I'd be willing to bet that brush fire started from a lightning strike. Because, and boy, we've been preaching about this one for a while. As you go into the rainy season, before you get there, you get a lot of lightning, and we're very dry. And Highlands hardly got any rain at all. So you get a lightning strike that hits something that's very dry, and it catches fire, and you get a brush fire. That is such a common theme, right? It's a tale as old as time. Happens all the time. So I suspect I don't know that for a fact, but I would not be surprised, put it that way, if that is what the brush fire, how it started. Greetings, Terry. So anyway, there's the chance of severe weather for tomorrow. Rain tonight? Polk? No. Don't think so, Tiffany. It'll be in the morning. So let's go ahead and look at rainfall totals. Now, the Euro is all in. Timing and severity for Jacksonville, I don't think Jacksonville has anything to worry about. This is more north, central, south. Okay? So I want to show you this. So if you look at the accumulation on the Euro is still all in for northern counties tomorrow. So yet again, the Euro thinks the Citrus County is going to get hammered again, and the rest of us, only about 1/2 an inch. I don't necessarily disagree with that 1/2 an inch number, by the way. I don't think we're going to get a ton of heavy downpours tomorrow. There will be some embedded spots, as there often is. But look at the end of the period. Look at Sunday. Numbers increase Sunday as well. And the reason that is, and I'll get to that in a minute, is this same front is going to come back north as a warm front. Another area of energy is going to come across the Gulf on Sunday, and we are going to see another round of rain. There's a look at Wednesday. Again, there's my 70% that I'm going with. And it does look like northern counties are have a little bit better opportunity for some heavier rain. Citrus had a lot last night. Other areas today, it really kind of varied. It was definitely hit and miss today, no doubt about that. Thursday and Friday, we end it. Saturday, it comes back, and we start to see more rain later on Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. So I'm going to show you the one other map here. Where's the, if I can find this one. Because it's actually, I think, a pretty reasonable number on this one. There we go. So here's a look at the graph 4K. So higher north, embedded areas of heavier rain of 1 to 2 inches, while other areas get very little. And I think that's kind of the way this plays out. Coverage will be 70%. 70% will see rain, but 70% will not see heavy rain. Heavy rain will be in a much smaller area as this comes through. And there's the 7-day. Look, rain on Crystal Sunday, it's just too early to tell. You know, Adam, that's an interesting point. I don't believe it's accurate, though. I don't believe this is really a precursor for the rainy season, because this has nothing to do with the rainy season. The rainy season happens, we all know, based on wind direction from the low levels. Where the Bermuda High sets up, where they set up. This is happening because of trackable, definable weather entities, fronts, right? The front is going to come through the area tomorrow, touching off some rain. It's going to go south of us Thursday and Friday, will be dry. It'll come back north into the area on Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. And once it comes back north at the same time, a trough is going to swing along, and at the same time of that front moving through, enhance rain chances again. The rainy season really doesn't have a lot to do with those kind of long, how do I put this? You know, trackable weather features, fronts, troughs. It's more just wind direction coming in off the southeasterly direction, which brings us rain chances. And in a nutshell, that's really what it's going to be. So let's recap. Tomorrow morning, scattered showers. It will not be a widespread rain event for everyone, okay? We're recapping this for the folks who got here late. Will not be a widespread rain event for everyone. Embedded in this area of rain that comes through north to south with the front will be a few stronger storms. Storm Prediction Center, we will see if they think we need to be in any kind of a severe thunderstorm watch tomorrow. We'll see how it plays out. As that front continues to move north to south, we will see some drier air coming in, hotter air on Thursday and Friday. And then that same front lifts back north, bringing another chance of rain late in the weekend into early next week. That is it. Thank you for the update for streamers, Mary. Will there be some very strong and gusty winds? Yes, there will be in the embedded storms. Typically, when you have a day like today, you don't see that same day back to back. So my guess is we will have fewer storms tomorrow that are widespread severe, but we'll have one or two that will pack a punch that will probably require a warning or two from the Weather Service. That's what it is. So good news is 3/4 of us got rain today, measurable rain. Some got more than others. Some didn't get anything. You'd like to think the odds are in your favor that if you did not get anything today, you will tomorrow. Usually you'd like to think it all evens out. We know it kind of doesn't over a short-term period, but over the long haul, you'd like to think it does. So that's what it is. Shay will be in tomorrow. I'll be updating overnight as well as tomorrow, and I'll be in bright and early, late morning, early afternoon, and do some Facebook Lives if we get any warnings and whatnot from here. So that's about it. Thank you very much, Erica. Appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for stopping by as always. And I will probably end up doing a DPL at some point tomorrow. And if not, we'll be back on Thursday night's edition of Denis Phillips Live. You guys have a great night. And And stay safe tomorrow and keep your eyes out for any of those watches or warnings. We'll see you guys.
We the lazy declare that we will recline when we feel inclined. And yes, we feel inclined.
We answered our kids' questions all day. It's our time to prioritize, no priorities.
Why?
Because
We put in back-to-back doubles. So now we'll be putting in extra OT right here.
We've checked off our to-do list.
Now we're checking off our to-don't list.
We the lazy are taking back lazy.
By getting comfy on our lazy boy furniture.
Lazy Boy. Long live the lazy.